Hey guys, let me know if you can hear me. I'm using a new microphone, so hopefully it works. How are you guys doing today? I know I'm early, just reading up on freight news. Hi, Lean. Welcome. First time here. Transport King, you're always funny with those drums and the queen. Hey guys. I'll start answering questions in about 2 minutes because I know I'm a little bit early. Hello to everyone. Yeah, my office is also, again, they switch off the air conditioning on the weekend. It's really hot, although not 107 degrees hot. What is let's see. Sorry, guys, one moment, please. Yeah, what is the temperature here? That's what I was looking at. I know it's warm. Oh, great, my phone doesn't work. I think it's like 97 degrees. 98. What the heck is going on with my phone? Love it when that happens. Yeah, not a chance. All right, we have about a minute and then I'll go through all questions, I promise. Oh, I've been trying to do research on yellow for you guys because I know I had a lot of questions about yellow. I think that it's going to take me a while to make this video because we don't know what the effect will be on the contract and spot market. We know what the effect will be on the LTL. Oh, it's already 4:30 Eastern. So yeah, I have been doing some research, and from what I have found so far is it's too early to tell what's going to be the effect on the spot market and the contract market because there's currently enough capacity in the less than truckload market to cover all of those loads. Hi, Goofy Duck. I hear TQL bought up a lot of yellows LTL to keep prices. Maybe, I don't know. TQL pissed me off on Friday. Any good news about the market? I wish I could say yes, but honestly, no. Right now, just today, there was an article that came out that contract rates have stopped declining. So that means that contract carriers are not going to be motivated to reject that stuff, right? It's not going to be hitting the spot market. Currently, there's not much good news in terms of the data. How you doing, Garza? Hi, guys. Hi. Hello. Yellow stock price. I mean, I'm not... the stock market is something that I'm not familiar with. I tried to play around with it, but I realized I'm not smart enough. I know the stock price went up like crazy. There was an article about it. I never really looked into why that happened. I think it shocked the bejesus out of a lot of people. Yeah. But yeah, I'm still doing research on yellow, and so far it's going to take me a while because I cannot see what the effect will be yet. I know a lot of people are hoping that this freight is going to somehow move into, the spot market eventually. It doesn't seem like it, not yet. They said that if UPS were to strike, and I know the strike was averted, then it would be like a crazy situation, but that didn't happen. Am I going to go back to dry vans? No, not at this point. I don't see it happening in the near future. At the moment, we're still trying to sell ours, right? We're actually getting rid of ours. Yeah, we're keeping reefers and flatbeds. Nice to see you, Ellie. You like the video on how to find direct shippers. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We accidentally found a direct shipper. It was a different way. It was just by accident. A broker said that there was a load, sent us the rate confirmation. We went to pick it up. There was no load. It was picked up like a few hours before, but we made a connection with the shipper. He gave us another load, and I have his business card now. So we're going to try to focus on building a relationship with this shipper. He's in Missouri, and he pays decent, nothing crazy, but really, really nice guy. So different than when you're dealing with brokers. They're so friendly. Let's see. Shady phone service, huh? Yeah. The weather here has been, it's not as hot as it was like a week and a half ago, but it's still, it's dry, the air is dry. What is the average rate for dry van? I no longer remember. It was $1.80 the last time I looked at it, which was on Friday. But this was data from the week before. $1.80 per mile is the average for dry vans right now. How do I file the taxes? If it's not truck specific taxes, everything trucking specific, I do on my own. Like IFTA, the 2290, the IRP, all of those I do on my own. But in terms of like business taxes, I have a CPA who does that. I consider myself to be very good with numbers, but taxes, I won't touch. Who is the next big company you think will go down next? I have no idea. I was talking to my business partner saying that unfortunately, yellow doesn't seem to have much of an effect on the spot market. But if a company like Knight Swift were to go out, yeah, that would be pretty. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know which business is going to go out next, but diesel prices are increasing. We all see that. Spot market rates are going down. Contract rates have paused as of today, according to FreightWaves. Yeah, I don't know how long this can continue before some really big exodus starts happening. Even right now, I know that every week we're losing carriers if we're looking at the net. But I don't understand why it's such a small number. I don't know how these carriers are staying in business. Where was I? Whoops. I wish the media would stop this trucker shortage lie. Yeah, they still say it everywhere. I don't understand why. There's a really big problem with retention, but not with shortage. Have you ever? I am the owner and dispatcher of 2 trucks. Have you ever thought about growing your fleet to more than 2 trucks? We have more than 2 trucks right now already. Find it kind of difficult to find reliable freight it's definitely tough. It's definitely very, very difficult, especially in a market like this. Uh, I wish I had some advice for you. My best advice is keep an eye on cash flow and don't take cheap crap. Francisco, do you have to have a USDOT, an MC number to do load board loads? No, if you're, so USDOT is if you run intrastate, if you never leave kind of the borders of your state. And yeah, you can still do it. You don't have to have an MC number to get a load board, and you can book loads intrastate from the load board. Absolutely. Will yellow come back from the dead? Interesting question. I have seen that they're doing something. Someone is trying to save them from bankruptcy or something. Again, young life, it's great questions, but I I'm doing the research, but my research takes time, especially this type of situation where it's fluid. And there are a lot of factors that are influencing it. I am not sure. Do I think it will come back from the dead? I don't know. The big question is, even if it does, will shippers trust it after years and years? What is it? 2 decades of mismanagement when it comes to money. They got $700 million for COVID relief money, and they still couldn't make that work, right? Will shippers trust yellow enough in order to actually give them freight? That's the big question. The only thing that they had really going for them, first of all, they were rated one of the worst carriers. But one thing that they had going for them is that they were one of the cheapest carriers. So shippers are struggling right now because other companies, ARC Best, I think Old Dominion, XPO is one of them. XPO LTL took some of the freight. They are they're charging more than Yellow ever did. So those shippers have a little bit of, what is it called? Sticker shock, something like that, right? So that's the only thing they had going for them. But even if they get pulled out of this bankruptcy by some miracle, I don't know if I would trust them with my freight if I was a shipper. Does that make sense? But I don't know. Thank you, Lean. Blue Mac. What is Blue Mac? Is my microphone called Blue Mac? Mm-mm. What is Blue Mac? AB, yes, I agree. I'm going to be making a video on that tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, and a podcast. When do I think rates will stabilize? Great question. I wish I could have like a clear-cut answer, but the thing is the market is changing so rapidly. It's going haywire right now. Oof, when will rates stabilize? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, either volumes have to increase or capacity has to decrease. Nothing is happening right now. Entering this industry, I showed the numbers. When was it? On Friday. Right now, we're in a mess, basically. Hi, Leah. I love so many people are, where am I? Just skipped. So many people are asking about when will the market get better. And I get it. I get it. Currently, I'll tell you what I say. I say this in the videos. I used to try to make predictions about the freight market. At this point, I refuse to make predictions because the market is completely, it's unpredictable, right? There's so many things that are happening at the same time, and any one of them could change the situation for the worse or for the better. But it's impossible to predict. All I'm going to say is currently the volumes went down a little bit, and so did the tender rejection as of today. And contract carriers, contract rates stopped declining. And yellow is not having an effect on the spot market. I'm sorry. You know what? I hate having to do this. I hate being the bearer of bad news and constantly giving this negative information, and it pisses me off because I feel like I'm a negative Nelly, not just on YouTube, but in every aspect, because I'm the kind of person who always looks at the worst case scenario. Like when it comes to the trucking companies, right? My business, I look at the worst possible case scenario before I make a decision, because I want to be prepared if something does go wrong. And if something goes right, it's going to be great. But what happens is I'm always the negative one. And it does, people think I'm a Debbie Downer. I'm not. I'm not. I hate the fact that I sound like I am, but I'm just trying to be very cautious. But in terms of the market, I really cannot say anything good right now. It used to be fuel prices. They were going down. Now the diesel prices are going up. Sorry, guys. Hi, Gregory. What do I think about the $1.80 per mile situation? Look, this all depends on your cost per mile, right? So $1.80 might be very profitable for one carrier and a huge loss for another, right? Even I have two trucking companies, as most of you guys know. For one company, $1.80 would be a loss. For the other one, it would be a pretty nice profit, because the cost per mile is different for those two trucking companies, right? But again, I'm going to be making a video that I should have made a long time ago. And hopefully that will kind of bring us all to the same page and help us change the market a little bit to our advantage. I want to work within California. My advice is don't work within California. California is the worst state for trucking, for business, for anything. I mean, the trucking wise, the fuel prices are highest. The DOT officers are the strictest. The roads are the worst. California is just not the best market. If you can avoid working within California, try to avoid it. If you're working within California, don't forget to get that MCP permit. Any good recommendations on a good CPA? RCP, I don't. RCPA is someone who used to and continues to do the books for my husband's side of the family. But in terms of trucking CPA, unfortunately not. Short hauls and maximize the rate. Correct. And keep an eye on the gross income as well. Most who jumped on during high rates and high equipment prices will not last much longer. That's what I thought. But from what I see, I mean, they're lasting, because the rate at which they are leaving the market is much more subtle than the rate at which they jumped into the market. So those people are not going out of business. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they saved money, were smart and saved money when they were running in 2021 and the start of 2022. I don't know what it is. I don't know how people are surviving right now. My business partners and I were talking, one of my business partners said that there's so many dry vans. It's predominantly dry vans. How are they surviving the current market? Would it be better to park as an owner operator in the Midwest and go company intermodal lane? I don't know much about intermodal, but I can tell you for sure that, as a carrier, I'm going to tell you from the perspective of a carrier, hired drivers, they make more than carriers do at the moment. For sure. My thought is my truck should make 1,000 to 1,500 a day profit, or net or gross. For us, it used to also be, it was like a very strict rule, $1,000, no less than 1,000 per day, no less than $2 per mile. This is when we were starting. That rule still applies today. Obviously, I try to do no less than around $1,300 per day. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Hi, Clarence. Got $2 a mile headed to Georgia. Yeah, $2 per mile is like, wow, these days. It's horrific. Techno, we stay in business by doing 5,000 miles per week to make a profit. Are you a team driver? Hi, final out. A lot of owner operators keep booking cheap freight. Yeah, again, we're going to talk about it in the video for sure. It's, yeah, we'll talk about it in the video. Again, I'll release it either probably tomorrow. You know, I think it's important to just get it out there. I just need to record it first. Truck prices have dropped tremendously. You see it weekly. Yeah, that yellow, if it does end up, you know, I mean, it's not operating anymore, but if the bankruptcy goes through and they have to liquidate all of their equipment, one thing that I did read is that the used truck prices for day cabs, because yellow mostly operates day cabs, and that will hit the market. Those truck prices will plummet down. Have I ever thought about getting our own broker authority? Yeah, so it was either in 2020. Yeah, I think it was 2020 where I thought about getting a broker authority. I even applied for an MC DOT number, never applied for the bond. And then it just didn't work out. And now, no, I'm not looking to become a broker simply because, I mean, I know that. Well, how do I explain it? There are a few reasons for that. Number one is time. I don't have time to also focus on that, right? And number two, as much as we hate hearing this, brokers are up. I'm not going to say the word. It's creek right now too. It doesn't seem like it because they're gouging, but they can be gouging and not earning any money because they have competition. I'm not going to go into an area which is already kind of flooded with competition. And honestly, I don't really have interest in that side of things. I like the trucking side of things. Only haul freight that creates profit, 100%. Giving up the reefer, bringing out the dry van. Yeah. Yeah, reefer. I mean, it's bad. It's bad out there. Any thoughts on the Hotshot flatbed rates? Randy, unfortunately, I'm not familiar with Hotshots, not dry vans, sprinter vans, cargo vans, box trucks. This is not my kind of area that I focus on. From what I see, I mean, those rates are laughable. Sometimes I see Hotshot loads, flatbed loads on the load board when I'm looking for freight, and yeah, it's not great. Let's see. These rates can be compared. Yeah. I heard that a lot of people leave trucking and go drive for Uber, and they make more. Red, how much you make? I talk about that every single month. I show how much we make. I don't have anything to hide. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Michael and Nate. Love your videos. Quick question: is $2,500 a week take home good for owner operator right now? Keep up the good work. 2,500. So is it net? I mean, 2,500. Let's see. $2,500 per week net, 4 weeks, $10,000 a month. I mean, it's not bad. I'm not going to say anything. It's not bad. Biden and Fed plan to remove US dollar from circulation, introduce digital currency, and this will be used as a form of economics. Yeah, guys, I try not to talk about politics. And recently I had some guy, I blocked him because this pissed me off so much. He said that because I don't talk politics, right? I never talk about Republican versus Democrat. Some guy tried to say that I'm a Biden supporter because I don't talk about it. So one thing I'm going to make very, very clear. I am not a Biden supporter. I'm very, very far from it. The guy is killing the economy. He's killing it. Hope that's clear. Everything else I'm not going to talk about. Yeah, Biden is just no. Where was I? It seems like a couple of banks are pushing to revive yellow. Yeah, I heard someone is doing something, right? Yeah, which is weird. What's going on with reefer rates coming out of Florida? Yeah, a lot of times you'll get a good rate to go to a dead market and then you're stuck there, right? And the big question is, do you just take a crap rate to get out or do you deadhead out? So that's the question I'm going to be answering in the video, and I'll have some numbers that maybe will help you understand how to calculate whether you're losing money, where you're losing money more. I hope it's helpful, that video. Let's open dispatch company will be your dispatchers. I dispatch my own trucks. Did I hear about Surge Transportation? Yeah, I was a little bit shocked because we've worked with them a couple of times that they went bankrupt. Yeah. Someone asked me, how is it possible that a company that a broker goes bankrupt, right? They're making so much money. Well, it's very easy. Brokers, there's this, like I said before, there is this misconception that because brokers are price gouging and keeping up to 80% of the load sometimes, they must be making bank. Well, no, they can be price gouging and not making money at the same time, because like during 2021, they had a ton of volume. So they were selling a ton of volume and they were still taking off the top, right? Right now, because the shippers were paying more. Right now, what happens is they get one or two loads and they just take 80% of it. And the carrier is left with nothing, a loss. And yeah, but brokers are not making a ton of money. Every broker pretty much across the board is doing worse this year than last year. Yeah. Is it fair that they take so much money? No, absolutely not. Because they don't have the overhead. The biggest thing for me is they don't risk their life, right? They sit in an office. Like I sit in an office. I'm not risking my life. I run a trucking company from, the back office, but it's my business partners and my team members who are out there every single day, and they have to load, unload, go through all of that crap, through the weather, through whatnot. They're the ones risking their life. I get to go home at the end of the day. It's just not fair. So a broker taking 80% is just ridiculous. The market is like cryptocurrency. Yeah. What's the holiday season looking like for reefers? That's an excellent question. And I was thinking about it and just talking about it with, people I know. I am hoping, and I'm looking at this from a psychology point of view, I'm hoping that during the holiday season, people, they always crave a sense of normalcy. And the sense of normalcy is going out, buying the food, making those dinners, getting gifts if we're talking about Christmas or whatnot, getting candy for Halloween. That's a sense of normalcy, right? That's what makes us feel like everything is going to be okay. So I'm hoping that during the holiday season for reefers and for dry vans, the volumes will go up because people will start buying more of that stuff. But who knows, right? With the prices for fuel and diesel going up right now, I have no idea. It's like one thing or another thing. It's just really, really frustrating. Whoop. Oh, thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Where was I? Okay, there we go. How have more carriers not left the industry? Yeah, Tommy, that's an excellent question. I don't know. I don't know why. So, I mean, carriers are decreasing week over week. We can see that. Jobs are decreasing, so they're not getting soaked up. The capacity that's leaving in the form of a carrier, which can consist of 1 to, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 trucks. These people are leaving, but they're not getting soaked up by the job market, by other carriers. We can see that. So capacity is leaving. The only surprising thing is, number one, that carriers are still entering the market like crazy, because I see the new authorities that come out every single day. It's insane. And number two, craziness is that the decreases in carriers are very, very small. Maybe they're just constantly, hope dies last. I always say hope dies last. All thanks to Bidenomics, for sure. Um, 20,000 drivers leaving the market and it not being because we have a problem with loose capacity across the board, right? There are way too many trucks. So the LTL carriers have enough capacity to soak up everything, unfortunately. Now, the drivers, it's 30,000 drivers from Yellow. 22,000 of them are the union jobs. These are guys and gals who are very used to working local or maybe regional, but not OTR. So they will have a little bit of a harder time finding jobs. You also have to remember that those people are affected quite a bit by what happened at Yellow. It's just sad. It's just sad. Mohammed, thank you. Yeah, no, I don't let brokers get in my head. Look, I understand that we are all people. I try to remind myself of that the broker is a human being too. They have their own family, who knows what they're like in actuality. Maybe they're like this in work and a completely decent human being when not, working. I don't let them get in my head, and I understand that they don't give two craps about us. Why would they, right? Their job is not to feed you, unfortunately. But it still pisses me off. It's just, it pisses me off. I can't help it because I'm suffering. Everyone's suffering in this industry because of this price gouging. Why the Midwest isn't improving? Supply and demand, my friend. Supply. Wisconsin is relatively good for dry vans, although I don't know if that's considered the Midwest. I always considered it middle of America, Midwest. Illinois is horrific, pretty much across the board. Yeah. You said you deadheaded from Kent, Washington. Was there a load to California or Oregon? Nope. I deadheaded, Jim. So on Friday, yes, we deadheaded 1,097 miles to California. I refuse to take that cheap crap. I'm not going to do that because, you know, again, just be patient with me, guys. I'll release a video on it. I just want to formulate my thoughts in a way, you know, like when I make videos, I edit them so that they're more or less perfect, easy to understand. When I'm babbling like this, I have to actually filter myself, which doesn't always happen. So just give me a day and it will make complete sense as to why sometimes deadheading is better, a lot of times, than taking a crap. Anyway, just, yeah. I promise it's going to be an interesting one with numbers and everything. Yeah, techno 100%. They're just, yeah. Ken Snyder, welcome. Yeah, no, I imagine that brokers are not really having fun in this market because they are not making as much money as they would hope, even though they are making more off of each load, which is annoying. But for sure, they're having fun not having to work much because they just sit in the office and their phone is ringing off the hook about this one cheap, crappy load. You know, that must be fun. They're really working hard right now. If I dispatch a truck and for some reason the truck breaks down after picking up the load, what should I do? You have to, if the truck can safely be moved to a place where it can be repaired, you have to do that, or you'll have to call either roadside or towing service. Depends on the breakdown, right? I remember we had one of the crappiest times was we had a breakdown. It wasn't a breakdown. We had in the middle of Nowheresville, Nevada. We had a flat tire. There was no roadside anywhere because it was the middle of nowhere and it was Friday night. It was horrific. So we were literally, I think it was like 15 miles from a TA. So my guy started slowly going to the TA on that flat and we got an out of service order. It was horrific. How is it possible that a company the size of Yellow shuts down and has absolutely no effect on the spot market? Because there's too much capacity, right? Yeah, you would think that, okay, some of these loads are going to be partial because it was less than truckload. Okay, they will sell it as partials on the spot market. But there's so much capacity that carriers like XPO, Old Dominion, ArcBest can offer and soak up all of those loads that it never has to hit the spot market. Yeah, it's just too much capacity. Sad, but true. Yeah, exactly. Bondo answered. Absolutely. Last time, okay, this everyone should hear. If you missed it, Samar, I'm sorry, I won't be able to pronounce the name, but basically, they say last time I spoke with a warehouse owner, and he said he paid $1,600 for a load New York to Ohio, and broker gives for $900. All you have to know about brokers: $700 into the pocket for just sitting in a chair and clicking some, key numbers or on the keyboard. What the hell? Have you heard if TQL is taking the freight from Yellow? I have not. I have not heard that yet. But if they are, they're going to sell it cheaper than Yellow ever hauled it. That I can guarantee. We think Yellow was the cheapest carrier. Watch TQL find a cheaper one. Yeah, I own two trucks, both parked, and I'm doing Uber passengers in New York City to cover my payment. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing. The Northeast is pretty bad at the moment. It's tough out there, you guys. So essentially, somebody with a truck payment is doomed at $1.80 per mile. Look, it depends on your truck payment, your cost per mile, what other fixed expenses you have, what kind of insurance you have, what kind of fuel card you have, discounts. It's so many things. But yeah, $1.80 per mile is unsurvivable for many carriers. I would not, again, one of our companies, I have two trucking companies. One of our companies would be able to make a profit with $1.80 per mile loads. The other company would be at a constant loss with $1.80 per mile load. So it depends on the cost per mile, but $1.80 per mile is ridiculous, especially considering that this is the average for dry vans, which means they're taking into consideration the really good places and the really bad places. But the really good places are few and far between. This is the problem also, and it's a huge problem for reefers, right? We have Southern California, which is a relatively good market. We have the Pendleton, Oregon area, which is Yakima, Washington, relatively good market unless you're going to California, which is weird. We have some portions. There was Memphis, Tennessee. Next week is going to be very interesting. But those markets are just far and few between, and finding a load that will take you from a place that's really good to really good that's the difficult part. So you are forced in between loads to deal with really crap rates. Yeah. Let's see. I'm about to start a lane to California from Texas. Do I need any special permits? You do not. What kind of load is it? As long as it's not overweight, you are good. Make sure your truck is in good order. Your logs are in good order, because those DOT officers in California, they're the strictest. Maybe Indiana is also that strict, but in California, they'll catch you on anything. Now, yeah, that's pretty much it. And tandem laws, follow those tandem laws. Whoop. Or oopsie. What am I doing here? Okay. Hi there. Got alive. Glad to see everybody. Welcome. Been working. Surviving with a cost of 60 cents per mile. Hi, Dmitry. Oh man, I'm so sorry about that. Surge Transportation. Yeah, they are bankrupt too. Have you heard? Okay, sometimes, I feel like God is really watching out for me. We had a situation, it was in the beginning of July, where we were looking for a load for one of our flatbeds. And then this broker calls Meadowlark. I don't know if you guys have heard of Meadowlark. So they call about a load, they give us all the details, everything's good, get the rate confirmation, we go pick up the load, and then we find out that in reality, instead of 10 straps, it requires 20 straps, some crazy amount of equipment, basically, that we did not have. So we canceled the load and told them to go to hell. And just a few days later, their credit score went from like 95 to 24. I was like, thank goodness. Sometimes God really works in mysterious ways. Is the BNSF load board any good? I've never, not that I don't think I've ever worked off of their load board. I try to stay away from those load boards. The only private ones I will look at, or I used to look at when we operated reefers and dry vans. With flatbeds, I don't do that anymore. Was Coyote. I used to look at Uber. I hate Uber at this point. I stay away from them. because they screwed me over several times. Uber, there used to be a point where I'd look at Convoy, Echo, Transfix, and LoadSmart. I believe those are the ones. Now that, I mean, with flatbeds, I only kind of look at the main load board, the DAT, and I'm really trying right now to build a database of direct shippers. Coolero, I appreciate the compliment, but I would appreciate if it wasn't like that. I appreciate a compliment, but please be respectful. Good luck getting out of Georgia. Oh yeah, with reefers, yikes. We got stuck with a reefer at one point in Georgia. Had to deadhead the hell out of there. This was when was it? Like a week and a half ago? Can you do an updated video calculating cost per mile? Sure, yeah. I'll look into it. Absolutely. Not a problem. Let's see. Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to read through the conversations. You're having trouble applying for IRP in Illinois, don't have proper information. Usually IRP needs your MC number. They need 3 proofs of residency. Is that where you're having trouble? Broker nowadays made me mistrust. Yeah, I mean, brokers, I hate putting everyone in the same boat. So I'm going to just say there are some really cool brokers out there, but they're just like good market areas, few and far between. But yeah, for the most part, they're kind of ruining their own reputation with their attitude and with their practices. Unfortunately, Leah, I know the topic is the truck market, but what's your opinion about the cargo van market? Unfortunately, I am not familiar with the cargo vans, box trucks, hotshots. But if anyone can answer Leah's question, if you have experience with cargo vans, that would be amazing. So let's see. Yampol, hey Miranda, so glad to see you. Thank you. Welcome. Left Bakersfield with a load on a flatbed heading to Texas for $2 per mile. That was the best rate last Friday. Yeah, I mean, it's a horrid rate, but realistically from California, it might be a relatively good market for reefers and maybe certain places for dry vans, but for flatbeds, it's a pretty yucky market. So $2 per mile to Texas, which is a relatively better market area. And surrounded by better market areas is not horrific. What's your cost per mile? That's the thing. Always calculate, right? Always calculate and keep in mind that those diesel prices are increasing. My husband is coming back to work in trucking business. It seems nothing changed. What do you mean? Oh, you took a break. Your husband took a break for 3 months from running, and now he's going back. Yeah, I mean the market, the tender rejections improved, but the problem is the spot market is just crashing. That's the issue. What happened to broker transparency? Who knows? The only people in this industry who I feel, I mean, I know this is not exactly true, but it sometimes feel like the only people who are regulated in this industry are carriers, and everyone else can just do whatever the heck they want, right? We kind of are constantly lately in a losing position. Now, I hate victim mentality, and I know that I'm kind of showing mine a little bit, but it's just annoying. We're regulated beyond belief. Hi. Thank you, Transport King, for censoring certain comments. Oh, humans. You know, that's all I can say. Human beings. Humans will be humans. Milorad Vučković, President Donald. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Next. Here. But you're Ukrainian. You're supposed to love Biden. Whoever said that Ukrainians love Biden? I'm sorry. Look, I love this. Well, first of all, don't put me in the same boat with her. I don't even know. Do Ukrainians love Biden? But second of all, if you're in this industry, in the trucking industry, you cannot possibly, it just doesn't go. It's not that you cannot possibly love Biden. I will not judge anyone for their opinions. This is a bad road to go on. But in my opinion, the trucking industry and the policies of President Biden, they just don't go together. And I love this industry. That's all you have to know. We should unionize. Are there any taxes or permits that are 2290 is due soon? 2290 is due soon. Don't forget about it. Hi, Roman Varl. What's a good lane? Depends on your equipment type, but I do every Friday, I talk about where are good places to go. Hi, Dissident. I've always deadheaded. Yeah, sometimes deadheading is just better. Oof, what happened? I remember code gave ping. Oh, COVID times were fantastic. Only April was really bad, I remember, and we were freaking out. April of 2020, when everything shut down and overnight the rates just kind of dropped. It was crazy, and I was so new. I didn't really know much about markets or how one thing affects the other. It was so insane, and then it became so much better. But right now, it's just lasting for so long. Oh my goodness, Doyle! I operated a reefer, was in Tampa a week ago. $700 for 880 miles. How crazy is that? I mean, those kind of rates should be illegal. It's crazy. They should just not post that kind of crap. Carlos, I take a crap rate to a short run to a better area. So yeah, I think it will be very interesting. Anyway, you guys will see. You guys will see tomorrow. Noticed all the areas are flowing. Some areas are good, then slump, then others go up. Yeah, the markets definitely they change constantly. They change constantly. And this is part of the reason it's so hard to predict, right? It's so hard to predict the market. Um, do I have any idea what's going on with truck sales? I haven't really looked recently. I know that the prices are going down and down. Truck and trailer sales, from what I see, they're going down. I'll look more into it. I'll make a video for sure. Thank you, been hacked. So, Mohammed, I answered your question. Better just take cheap rate, get out to better location rather than just sit there. No, I will disagree with you. It's not better to just take a cheap rate to get out to a better location unless you have a calculator and are crunching numbers. Because sometimes that cheap rate is going to cost you more than deadheading empty. And I'll prove it tomorrow. I will prove it. Are you dispatching only your trucks or other carriers as well? I dispatch only my own fleet. Yeah. Okay. Coolero, I am at this point, I mean, yeah, I'm putting you in timeout. The biggest problem in trucking nationwide is double brokering. Yeah. Yeah. Double brokering is a really, really big problem. Double brokering and carriers pretending to be brokers. It's just insane. My name is Miranda Adam. Yeah, crane ops. Don't make I will just give you a piece of advice. Don't assume anything about anyone, okay? Just because yeah, I'm not even going to answer that question. There's no need to. Let's see. They handle multiple trucks a day. What the heck? Whoa, it just skipped. Anyway, guys, at this point, I mean, that's why I never wanted to talk about politics, and I'm not going to talk about politics. Oof. I was taught never talk about religion and politics, and I'm not going to. Told you my opinion on the current situation. That's enough. Where was I? I just lost my place because it just skipped. Lord Almighty. I like this question. Could things change for the better if all truckers said, F this, we're parking our trucks and then no one picks up the loads? Yeah, things would change very quickly. The problem is the solidarity aspect, right? There is no solidarity in the industry right now. So what would happen? Let's say we got, I don't know, let's say every single person on this YouTube channel, 60,000 people, was a carrier, and all 60,000 of us stopped. The rates would start going up, and then somebody, or actually a group of people, this is just the way it happens, right? This is human nature, would use those higher rates and start ruining the whole plan. This is the biggest issue. But yeah, theoretically, it could work. Thank you, Reza. Reza or Riza? I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. How much per mile are you getting for your power only or dry van? I don't do power only or dry vans. Hope is dying first in this case. Yeah. I mean, I understand people who are just, they're over it. I have moments like that constantly. Oh, Friday kicks. I wish I had an answer for you about when we're going to start making money again. All I can say is when the market turns, but when that will be, oof, I have no idea. Currently, it's just if it's not one thing, it's another. Spot rates are, I mean, over the last week, they kind of they didn't really decrease, which is nice, but they're so low. But diesel prices are going up now, so it kind of still skews it against us. Hmm. Um, Yikes. Yes, thank you so much, Transport King. If I don't answer your question, just send me an email. Sometimes, first of all, sometimes the chat skips, and second of all, there are times where when I look through the chat again once we're done, chatting live, I see that there were comments that I just didn't see. So send me an email if I skip your question. Uh, Texas is the new California. Yeah. A lot of Californians moved to Texas. Thank you, Grant. Let's see. Okay, let me start answering some questions. I'm like just reading, having fun here. Alex, not at this time. My hands are so full at the moment. Now, if in the future I decide that, okay, I'm going to be taking on or I'm going to kind of add more people to the team and taking on outside carriers and dispatching them, I'll definitely make an announcement on the YouTube channel. Where was I? There it is. Stella Blue, it's a matter of principle to not haul below cost. Spending money to haul someone's load is irresponsible. Agreed. I own a 48-foot flatbed. I purchased the tractor. Yeah. Yeah, if your fixed expenses are low, you're already ahead of the game. And the way you keep them low is by purchasing the truck, not having truck and trailer payments, right? This is a big one. Word is TQL is moving yellow freight. How's the flatbed business going? Well, I wish I could say it's going fantastic, but unfortunately, the flatbed market is, from what I see, I mean, the reefer market is bad, the drive-in market is bad, but in terms of the change that's happening, the flatbed market, in terms of volumes and rates, is deteriorating at a much faster rate than the other two equipment types, which is making me very nervous. Yeah. Not going great, to be quite honest. Not horrible, but not great. But this last month was an interesting month. Interesting in a bad way. I should shave my whole head instead of just the sides. It's, it's, so, hot. 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 It's, so, h Okay, let's see. Slow down in trucking. So bringing down the price of costs. Yeah, I mean the shippers, their the cost that they spend on transportation is down, of course. Of course, they're basically a lot of, if you really dig through the articles, what they're saying is that this is the shipper's revenge because who was really affected? Now, brokers will pretend all day long that in 2021, they were so affected by the fact that carriers were price gouging. Brokers were making a killing. I want this to be super clear. Brokers were not suffering in 2021 because carriers were asking for more. Brokers were making a ton of money because there was no capacity, a ton of volume. Shippers were spending a ton of money. Sorry, I'm getting angry here. Hold on. Shippers were spending a ton of money, and brokers were making a ton of money on volume and on the rates in 2021. So when they say that, well, you guys were price gouging in 2021, don't listen to a darn word they say. They are just lying through their teeth. They did not suffer. But who suffered? Shippers did. Shippers for sure did because they spent a ton of money on transportation in 2021. So right now they're calling this the shipper's revenge. Why did I get on this topic? I don't even, the costs of service. Yeah. Sometimes I get so angry, especially after a really bad experience with a broker that happened recently. I get so mad talking about brokers. I'm sorry. If any brokers are watching, I apologize. Look, I know that not all of them are like that, but just over the past 18 months, dealing with so many bad apples constantly, it weighs on you. Where was I? Hi, DigiMarketeer. Welcome. Hi, Heriberto. Welcome back. How long do you think it will take the market to recover? There's so many moving pieces here, right? We have the economy. We have the consumer spending. Consumers are spending on services more than goods. We have the capacity, something that I'm a little bit wary of. Well, first of all, we have the increasing diesel prices, but something I'm a little bit wary of is that a lot of people might have this idea, because usually peak season, right? It's right around the corner. So a lot of people have this idea that this is the time to make money and more capacity will come in. That it's all up in there. It's kind of a mess right now. It's kind of a jumbled mess. Just think of, earphones, just regular earphones, when they get tangled. Yeah, it takes a while to untangle them. That's what we're waiting, for to happen in the market. It's just a tangled mess. Thank you, Genesis. I appreciate it. David, I do not anymore. I do not offer services to get authority. I did create a course on how to do that, but if you need recommendations, always happy to give them. Just email me, talkabouttrucking@gmail.com. Convoy recent changes. Oh, they changed their terms? Really? I haven't worked with Convoy in 2 years, I feel like. Craig Fuller tweeted freight market is back and then deleted the tweet. I don't know. Maybe he was drunk. Just kidding. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was just a mistake. Or maybe he wanted to stay back in the hole. I don't know. No thoughts on that. Freight waves, for the most part, Today, let's see. Yeah, today the biggest thing that I saw is that the contract rates take a pause. The decline in contract rates are taking a pause. Oh, U.S. freight market coming back. Look, Friday kicks. You know what? I see a lot of articles and emails from everywhere, from every direction, saying that we're turning the corner. We hit rock bottom and we're on our way up. I don't see it yet. I might be blind, but I don't see it yet. Is flatbed having issues in Texas? I mean, Texas, I remember when we started with our flatbed in April, it was really good there, relatively. But now it's getting worse. Hi, Taylin, Lala. Yeah, $700 on a 1600. Yeah, brokers are taking a lot off the top right now. But something you have to remember is they can, right? They can do it. They don't owe us any favors. They can't see past their nose that they're ruining their relationship with the carriers that they will need once the market turns, which it will turn. But they can. It's horrible. Thank you very much, Maui82. Do I think staying local is better for now? I mean, depends where, but we have never really run local. Yeah, we've never really run local. We've always been OTR. Copper loads via direct shipper. Oh, really? Thank you, CB. I will look into that. Hold on. Thank you. I appreciate it. Whoops, skipped again. Hi, Ron. Welcome back. Dimitri, you got stuck in Tifton, Georgia. Yeah, we got stuck on a Friday. It was a few weeks ago with the reefer. We had to move the reefer back to our lot. So slowly we were trying to zigzag our way back, and we got stuck in Georgia on a Friday. Had to deadhead the hell out of there because, I mean, the rates were less than, I mean, they were like $1 per mile, not less than $1 per mile for the weekend. Oh, no. What do you think about next year? Is going to be better for reefer market? Again, reefer market also depends a lot on the, what is it called? Produce season, what's going on consumers. I unfortunately cannot, and I actually refuse to make predictions for the reefer market. I'm hoping that there's going to be a pickup around, the holidays, right before Thanksgiving, all the way through the end of the year. This is what I hope for. But I was hoping for good increase in rates for produce season, and that didn't really happen. Crane Op, what happened to not talking religion or politics? You're 100% right. It was my mistake to give my opinion on this. But yes, absolutely right. No more. From a few busy weeks, things have been slow since Memorial Day. Yeah. Any chance the brokers are going to loosen their purse strings anytime soon? Look, as I said, if you guys watch that video, Shipper sentiment seems to be going down. And we would all like to assume it's because they are expecting their long-term and near-term profitability sentiment is going down, while broker and carrier sentiment is going up. Now, we would all like to assume that the profitability sentiment for shippers is going down because they'll have to pay more for transportation, which means we make more money. But the problem is we have middlemen, brokers. So even if shippers are paying more, the broker then can keep more in their pocket. It really depends on us as carriers. Capacity is one thing, but it depends on us as carriers. We are part of the problem here. How do you get direct shippers as a one-man show for Reefer? So I did a video on how to find direct shippers. I know that a lot of them, one-man show can be more difficult because a lot of shippers will want consistent capacity, right? But still, I did make a video. Try it out. Maybe that will help. Where was I? Oh, okay. Yeah. Dan Patan. Who said that I don't like you guys? Or are you talking to the group? Dan asked, why don't you like Moldovan people? We're hardworking. But I don't think anyone said that they don't like someone. This is one of the things I love about this community. Yes, sometimes there are some people who like to stir things up a little bit, but that's human nature. But this is a really supportive group, I feel like. Everyone's here to help everyone out, which is nice. I know that this community has helped me, first of all, learn from my own mistakes, change my thinking a little bit. I love this community. You're getting rid of your truck. A lot of people. I'm so sorry that you have to go through that. Are you just closing down, or are you just moving to something else? How, like in this industry? Hi, Umair. Umair. Abdi Hussein, you're thinking about dropping your trailer and going Amazon. So unfortunately, what I know from Amazon is they had always the worst rates, but I haven't hauled with them ever. Heriberto, yeah. Thanks for being here, Frank. Let's see. Sorry, guys, trying to sift through the same questions. Ron Smith, I agree. Yeah, no, you know what? Yeah, I agree with that. Let's keep it trucking related. We're all in the same boat at the end of the day, right? We're all in a position where brokers are not being very nice. Shippers also, by the way, you guys, I have to mention this. So I have this one direct shipper who sends a load list to the carriers that worked with him in the past every single day, Monday through Friday. And the rates are just going down. Shippers are also paying less and less. So it's not, yeah, it's not just brokers, is what I'm trying to say. Shippers, it's not like shippers are paying, they're paying more than brokers are for sure, but in general, their rates are less and less. Hi, Santiago. Oh, I hate when this happens. It just skipped so bad. Wow. Am I? Oh, there we go. Okay. Wait, no, I went up too far. Sorry, guys, trying to sift through everything. What is the best brand for trucks? Well, Santiago, I don't know, but we only operate Freightliners. I don't think it's the best. Alex D, I'm sorry you feel that way, but you don't have to follow me, right? If you think this channel has become boring, I don't force anyone to watch. But I appreciate your thoughts. Did produce for reefer season happen, or did it fizzled and died? That's a great way to put it. Work harder. It fizzled and died. I don't know how bad things would have to get for us to see solidarity. Yeah. Who will pick up yellows less than truckload loads? I mean, XPO already picked them up. Hold on, I'll tell you. Where is it? Who was it? We have XPO that already made place for it. Forward Air, ArcBest, Old Dominion, FedEx Freight. It's not going to hit the spot market. There's plenty of less than truckload capacity to soak it up. Anyone have experience with Landstar? Is it a viable? Oh, you're talking about working for Landstar. Yeah. Anyone, guys, help Corduroy G out? Does anyone have experience working for Landstar? We have taken loads from them. Oh, thank you, Stella Blue. What do I, Eber Rodriguez, what do I think about the BS laws in California? I think that they're BS. This state, it's like, it feels like California's sole goal in life is to destroy any business. And it's not just the trucking industry, right? Any business. It's the weirdest thing. I don't understand it. I can't wait to leave here. Transport King. Yeah, no, don't block comments like that. That's not a problem. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. If someone finds this channel boring, no hard feelings. I promise. No hard feelings. I do not force anyone to watch. This is a hobby of mine, right? This is not my job. This is a hobby. Thank you, Ron. Keeping your composure with some of these comments. Oh, you know what? Again, as I always say, people are people. Human beings are human beings. None of us are perfect. How many kids do I have? A few. I have 2 kids. Flatbed gets worse in winter. Yeah. I know that we're in for like not the funnest time on the flatbed. Do you have any contracts? No, we don't do. We work solely off the spot market, the load boards, but I'm currently trying to start building a relationship with some direct shippers and run some consistent lanes, maybe. Maybe run for a direct shipper to one place and then take a spot market load to get back to the direct shipper, something like that. Hi, WT Tariq. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah. No, the flatbed market is, I mean, historically speaking, something that we have to remember because flatbed, it was really, really good in 2022. While everything else was going down, flatbed was soaring. But flatbed historically, if we, how do I explain? If we look at historical spot data, reefers are the highest paid equipment, flatbeds are in the middle, and dry vans are the lowest. But that changed, and it looks like it's correcting, or it will be correcting. That's the crappy part. Thank you, Porfirio. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. The different niche, yeah. Business as usual, yes. Look, the market is bad. There are some changes that will probably have to be made 100%, but I'm not ready to quit fighting. Oh yeah, who me? Absolutely. The shippers also made money because they got so many orders. Of course. But they could have made more money if not for the transportation prices of 2021. So yeah, a lot of people are saying shippers revenge. And actually, a while ago, I saw an article, I mentioned it in one of my videos, that shippers, there was some guy, some shipper who said something. I mean, he said something awful. It just sounded really unprofessional. He said something like, I'm getting back at carriers. I don't remember, but it was a really nasty way of saying it. This is like working for free. Yeah. Let's see. Guys, I know I'm very delayed with comments. I do apologize. I'm trying to get through them as much as I can. Thank you, JKV Trucking. Thank you, Blas. Oh yeah, South Texas is not good for flatbed. Absolutely. In terms of Landstar, are you talking as a carrier or a broker? Because I don't have experience with them as a carrier. I do have experience with them as a broker. Sometimes they will give okay rates if you are patient enough, but they do always charge you for uploading the bill of lading. But if you're talking about working for them, then I am not sure. I get this question a lot. How can you become a broker? So I am not, I did get, you would get them MC and DOT just like a carrier would, which is where I mean, when I wanted to become a broker for a little bit, there was a point where I got the MC and DOT number, but it never progressed. You have to get a bond, as far as I know. You have to get your own clients. You have to, I mean, there are some steps, but I'm not familiar with them because I never was a broker. There was a point where I was interested in it, but never amounted to anything. Yeah. Thank you, Finn, too. I appreciate it. It skipped again. I hate when it does it. And like I'm reading through it, I'm trying not to miss anyone, and then it skips. All right, let's see. The best truck is the truck that runs well enough to make you profitable. 100%. There we go. Ron Smith said it best. Yes. One that doesn't break down, preferably. Thank you, Jamie. Can you speak a little bit on insurance rates? Insurance rates, I mean, I can tell you some of my experiences. So recently we were looking, like, if you're a new authority with a new CDL, we were looking to change our insurance. And of course, most insurance companies will not take on new CDL holders. Most of them require a minimum of 2 years. But recently we were looking to change our insurance because I think I said it in the last live. We have a couple of people we wanted to bring onto our team who have a ton of experience, but in Europe. But that doesn't transfer to the United States. So here their CDL is considered new. The quote I got per unit was from $47,000 to $51,000 a year. So that's the insurance rate. In terms of our baby company, I am waiting to hear quotes. Not baby company, our original company. I'm waiting to hear quotes. It should be much cheaper because we are very strict there. But yeah, for our baby company, we were looking to change our insurance, but currently we probably will not do so because $51,000 per truck. So if you have a fleet of 2 trucks, that's over $100,000 in insurance. It's crazy. California wants to regulate and fine every business to death. Yeah. Yeah. Um, Thank you, Wayne Lacombe Jr. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the compliments and the support. You all are awesome. I'm really trying to. I wish I could read faster, but I can't. Um, will we ever get to $3? I hope so. Look, I always say this. The freight market is cyclical. The way the cycle works is, for example, let's start with 2021. Great year, a ton of people come in, then the volumes go down, and people, the rates go down, people go out, the rates start going out, this is how it goes usually. But currently we have so many things that are happening, right? Do I think we'll get to $3 per mile? Yeah, eventually. I think there will be a moment for sure. I just think we're far from that at the moment, despite the fact that so many people are saying that the market has turned. It has not that I see. No drunk tweeting. I've been guilty of that. Yeah, I refuse to drink. Thank you, Keenan Snyder. I appreciate your support. Uh, what load board do you use besides that? So I used to, I just canceled the subscription there. I used to use Truck Stop for flatbeds, but now I'm just saving money. So I decided to get rid of the Truck Stop one. I use only that at the moment. You can't find carriers. What is your question, Mr. Abbas? Insurance. So Video Spoon, I did answer that for new. I mean, the quote we got for to be able to hire new CDL holders, it was up to $50,000 a year per truck. Yeah, this is for new CDL holders. But for our original company where we do not hire newbies, it's all, seasoned people who have been in this industry for a while. That I'm still waiting on, but I'm expecting it's going to be around $12,000 per unit per year, cargo and liability. Um, all right, now let's see. Dan, truckers need to understand that shippers are aware that the truckers and shippers were both getting ripped off by truck brokers. Brokers were pushing the driver shortage to shippers. Yes, that's something that everyone should be aware of. As of right now, the DD15 is the best engine. Yeah. All our trucks have the DD15, thank goodness, but I don't understand anything in terms of like anything regarding trucks and maintenance and repairs. It's like trying to explain, I don't know, quantum mechanics to a child who can't even speak yet. I don't understand it. It's like, yeah. Worst industry to ever get into run. I'm sorry, Miles. Yeah. See, like I hear a lot of people saying that it's pretty, I mean, we're all feeling it. It's consistently like it's constant pressure. It's really difficult. Trucking is for hopeless romantics and eternal optimists. Uh I mean, it's weird. I'm trying to see if I'm a hopeless I'm definitely not a hopeless romantic. No. And I'm definitely not an eternal optimist. I'm a Debbie Downer who tries to I try to bring bad news in a positive way. I do like to hope, though. I like the fact that I'm actually at the bottom of the chat finally. um, we Transport King, we like everybody here until you give us a reason not to. Human beings, it's okay. It's all right. Corduroy. Am I missing some comments? Because I haven't seen any like horrible comments. I mean, I see some here and there that are completely inappropriate, but Transport King is doing a fantastic job. Thank you, Transport King, at keeping this chat clean. Maybe I'm not seeing something. What free load boards do you use? I don't. I mean, I suppose Uber. Well, again, I don't use Uber anymore, but you can use private load boards that are specific only to like that one broker. There are free load boards out there. I have never used them though. Ron, yeah, you're never going to hear me go in on the types of engines. Nope. I know the DD15. That's it. But no, I don't understand anything. Like, even when our differential, I'll never forget this word, differential, broke down and it cost us an arm and a leg, I still have no idea what the heck is a differential. I have no idea. That's what, again, we're three business partners. I'm more like the back office and making sure everything is in compliance and booking loads person. Another business partner is very, very well versed in like risks and moving the business forward, because I wear suspenders with a belt. I'm scared of everything. And my other business partner is the one who's very well versed in like repairs and maintenance. When he speaks, I don't understand a single word he's saying. Thank you, Alexis. Do you want horrible why would I want horrible comments? I don't want horrible comments. But if they're there, I mean, it's funny. People are just so funny. Armando, I think the problem is with all of us, lack of conscience and heart. We don't see each other like we should. Yeah. What's going on in the chat, you guys? Everyone's like saying something about the chat. What's going on? Am I missing something? Or is just Transport King so good at just clearing everything out before I see it? Kenneth, no, Transport King is the moderator. Transport King is the moderator. He's the sheriff of this chat. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Transport King. How can you tell if a dispatch is playing games? Martin, what do you mean? Like, what do you think the dispatch is doing, or what is the situation that led you to believe that your dispatcher is possibly playing games? Do I have a public Instagram? Yes, it's Trucking Made Successful, at Trucking Made Successful, but I'll be quite honest, I don't really post there. I use the YouTube community thing. I do posts in YouTube more so than I do anything on Instagram. Thank you, guys. Kenneth, just checking. No, Miles, someone asked. Miles, Kenneth asked if Transport King and I knew each other or anything like that, since he's the chat moderator. And Transport King said that no, I'm married, have kids, happily married, have kids. Tommy. So funny. I don't see, I don't mind compliments. I really don't. It's always nice to receive a, if you like, if you're one of those people who gets really, really upset at a compliment, that means there is something inside that is bothering you, in my opinion. I don't mind compliments. I just mind when they become inappropriate and too forward, if that makes sense. Compliments are always nice. I prefer compliments about my knowledge rather than the way this looks, because this changes. This doesn't. Wayne, sounds like you have a perfect team. Yeah, we definitely are amazing. First of all, one of us out of the three of the business partners is bound to have depression. Every single day, there's one of us who's depressed about the market, and the other two will always pull the third one out. And it's really, really nice. You know, the way we have it set up, the three of us, we really complement each other. Yeah. And we're family. You know, this is a family business. So we trust each other. It's nice. Oh, really? Kenneth, you've been following it for wow. Thank you for sticking with me. What's your question, Sonic? What websites do you use to find trucks or trailers? Well, for trucks, we have been only we had used trucks only. We bought used trucks only once. We usually order new equipment because of the maintenance costs, right? Just yesterday, we finally picked up one of our 2024 trucks that finally came. For trailers, we no longer buy trailers. We rent everything. Any tips, advice for newcomers? Don't take cheap loads, please, for crying out loud. I know that this is, I mean, I have a lot of tips for newcomers, right? There are a lot of tips. If you want, you can email me and I'm happy to give you, just tell me your situation. Of course, cash flow, everything that's important. But for the sake of the market, for crying out loud, please do not take crappy rates. At least crunch the numbers before you do. It's a really big problem. What are my thoughts about some brokers who still pay a fair rate? Well, I think they're fantastic. I think they're fantastic. Transport King, I need to find the link to that. Yeah, I just forgot where it is. I need to find I hate that question. That's why I made that page for everyone to enjoy. Will you move this channel to Twitter X? What is Twitter X? Twitter X. We have about 15 minutes. Am I living under a rock or something? Oh, Elon Musk rebranded it or something. You know what? Will I ever move this channel there? I don't know, maybe. But one thing I'm going to tell you is that I completely am not familiar with Twitter. I tried it a couple of times just for fun, and I deleted it because I don't get it. I just don't get it. CB, thank you. Miranda wants to stay married. I appreciate that. My husband happens to be one of the best people I know. He's so supportive and he is just a fantastic person. So he never takes these things to heart. But I do appreciate, yes, please be respectful. He does watch these videos sometimes. Thank you, Miles. Hey, guys, AB has a fans only page. If anyone's interested. So, you know how I said that my husband watches sometimes? He just sent me a text message saying, "Aw, sorry for putting you on the spot." Where we disagree with you sometimes, my disagree with you sometimes. My mind keeps changing, but not the look. Yes, I'm very very aware of that. I realized after I said that um, Alzheimer's, that is something that I'm very familiar with, but I would appreciate more comments about the mind. I don't know. I feel like that's my father. He always taught me that out of everything, people can steal anything from you. They can steal your stuff. They can steal your looks if they want to. They can't steal your mind without killing you. So that's something I really, I wouldn't, yeah, anyway. uh, sorry. X is the new name. Yeah, I just saw that. I was very, very surprised. See, I live under a rock. Can I talk about financing brand new trucks? Well, Francisco, the way we finance is through the dealership, right? We have never done it through a bank. We have never taken out a loan through a bank or something like that. We finance through the dealership. They give us different choices, different interest rates, how much of a down payment, and we go from there. I really like Crossroads financing. I BMO is one that I'm not really a fan of because I feel like their interest rates are consistently higher than anyone else's. Are you into astrology? What's your sun, moon, and rising? I don't know. I am into astrology, but I mean, not that I am into astrology. I like reading the predictions, but I don't know sun, moon, and rising. Why does my dispatcher keep booking loads too tightly, meaning with very little time to deliver? Oh, so your dispatcher is getting you loads with shorter transit times. Look, the reality is it's might be because there's nothing else. Do you run reefer, dry van? Sonic, what was your question? I didn't see your question. Can you repeat it, please? Do I have an ebook, Lee Jones? I do not. I have a course on dispatching. It's on my website. Who's cloning me? Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm at this point, I'm at the bottom of the chat and I'm just reading as comments come in. I wish, again, if I missed your comment, it's not because I don't like you. It's because I just missed it. It's either the chat skipped or, it just didn't show up. So please email me, talkabouttrucking@gmail.com. Sasha, I answered that question already, but happy to answer again. Yellow situation currently, the way it looks is that freight that they can no longer move has already been, soaked up by other less than truckload carriers, Forward Air, XPO, ArcBest. So nothing is really going on the spot market. It's not changing anything there. In terms of the drivers, the 30,000 people who lost their job, 22,000 of them union. Unfortunately, these are people who are so used to working near their home and being home every day for the most part that they might have a harder time finding a job. They won't find it as quickly. I'm sure they'll find it eventually, but it's just a very sad situation. I want to run a trucking business in 2 years. What do you recommend to do today? If you don't have a CDL, just get it. You don't have to just get a CDL and just have it. That's it. Because as your CDL ages, that insurance is going to be cheaper. If your CDL is 2 years old, your insurance is going to be cheaper. And yeah, become a company driver for a while. Duh, I forgot. Lean, yeah, that's the best thing, right? When you know how to do maintenance or at least some small repairs. Bye, Heriberto. Sonic, that's a very weird question. What do you think? Would you ever get a CDL? I would love to. I really would love to get a CDL, but I am terrified of semi trucks. Isn't that the weirdest thing? I think I told the story before. There was a moment where I was in the passenger seat of a semi and I was having a mini heart attack because we were so high up and there was a ditch and my business partner was turning and it just looked like I just can't. Yeah, I can't. I'm a chicken when it comes to that. Dispatching isn't a thing and all it's doing is hurting us. I disagree with you. Very much so. Some dispatchers, yes, but I disagree with you. I dispatch my own trucks and I can tell you that the way I fight for loads and the way that dispatchers fight for loads for a lot of their clients, for me, it's my own business, but dispatchers work with their clients. You'd be surprised. Are we getting any more Airtable videos soon? Not that I have planned. Maybe if I create something new, absolutely. I have about 5 minutes. Sonic, I'm sorry I ruined your question. How did I get into trucking? I've told this story so many times. But yeah, my family, I was a recruiter, a fashion recruiter before. And my family had this crazy idea to get into the trucking industry and they asked for my help. So I said I'd help. And as I started, putting all the things together, opening the company, compliance, and realizing how much stuff there is, I got kind of hooked. And then after I dispatched my first load and booked the first load, I was completely I loved it. And since then, I've been learning. Jamie, yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know what it is. I'm so terrified. But yeah, I am completely for getting my CDL. 1 to 3 load board. I have never used it, but I have seen it. Yeah, I don't know much about it. It doesn't look as detailed as what I would need. Can you do a live when you get loads? No, because they're during the week. And honestly, I can't do a live during the week. It's just too much stuff going on. How do you handle 1,000 phone calls from TQL brokers? My guys always accept tracking, but yeah, you're right. They call a ton. They don't call so much when you have a flatbed load, which is what we've been focusing on. But honestly, just, if they call too early in the morning, then I screen their call. But other than that, I answer or I email them or whatever. Do you have dieting suggestions? Look, I'll tell you something. My father made me try keto. I am now on keto for almost 3 months, and it's a lot of protein. You just limit your carbs. I think that's the best one. First of all, I mean, health-wise, it's not about losing weight. It's about health and everything. Keto is amazing. If you are like, if you're a meat eater, if you're a carnivore, it's a great diet. And I am. I love steak. Why rent versus own trailers? The reason is because we weren't sure about flatbed and we wanted to be able to switch out, if anything. Yeah. Oh, Lean, you were also afraid. Yeah. Sit on the bed. Now, on the bed, sitting on the actual bed when it's driving is fun because it's kind of like, it's like a, what is it called? Not rocking chair. I forgot what it's called. That's fun. But looking out the window, I can't do. I use the DAT load board, DAT power. A decent truck for 35K. I think in this market, you could find something. Just be careful. Look at the warranty. Look at what kind of repairs were done on the truck, the odometer reading, because what you don't want to do is buy a truck and then be stuck with the horrific repairs. No, Attila, not that I can see. I can't see that the yellow bankruptcy is going to affect the market. I'm from Ukraine. I'm half Ukrainian, half Georgian. Thanks, Ron. Bye. Anyway, guys, we have about 1 minute. Oh, hi from Ireland. Wow. I've never been. I'd love to go to Ireland. It looks gorgeous. Anyway, I'm going to answer one more question and then I'm going to bounce. And this is actually a perfect one. It's not a question, but Geroyam Slava box of chocolate. Geroyam Slava. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I think this was really fun. I'm sorry if some of you got, if the chat was a little bit crazy. I did not see it. But then again, I'm very slow at reading everything. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video, which will be probably tomorrow, which I think hopefully will bring us all together a little bit more in terms of mentality and motivation. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you to Transport King for keeping it clean. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. Oh, and have a wonderful weekend.